Last night I lucid dreamed for the first time ever, and it was a really weird experience, so I thought I would tell you about it. Okay, how I actually realized I was dreaming in my dream was I was in the kitchen with my mother, and we were just having a conversation, as one does, and she brought up something that I know I have not told her, and I was like, how do you know that? And she was like, what do you mean you told me? And I was like, no, it must be a dream. And it was. And you want to know what I did with my lucid dreaming abilities after I realized I was in a dream? I did this. Limes. And then limes started falling from the ceiling. I made it rain limes. I didn't fly. I didn't become invisible. I limes.
It's just insanity.
So I wasn't able to stitch this creator's original video about people having a lucid dream being stuck in the Crystal Mall. My entire life, I have had a dream about being stuck in a mall, but I've never been to the Crystal Mall. So I Googled the Crystal Mall and instantly felt sick to my stomach.
The layout of this mall is eerily similar to the layout of the mall that I've had in my dream. So logically, I'm saying to myself, oh, Ronnie, you know, all malls are kind of the same. But the fact that I have had a dream where I'm stuck in a mall just upsets my core. So in my dream, I'm working in the mall and I leave my store because it's time for my lunch break. I pop my head into the store next door because apparently I have a friend that works there and they're never there. So I turn around and start walking down the hallway of the mall. I'm on the 3rd floor and down the hallway is supposed to be the food court. So I'm walking and I'm walking and I'm walking and I'm walking and I walk and I walk and I walk. I think we get the point. I don't make it to the food court. I look at the time and I'm like, oh shit, like I only have 10 more minutes on my lunch break. So instead of getting to the food court, I turn a little, there's a little cafe right there. So I'm like, okay, like I'll just order a coffee and a little snack to get me through. I place my order, I wait for my order, and I turn my head, and when I turn back, the coffee shop is closed. There's nobody there, and the whole entire floor is empty. So I look at the time, and 3 hours have gone by. I panic because I'm like, oh shit, like I missed the rest of my shift. How did this happen? I start walking around. I find an escalator. It's broken. I walk down the escalator. I'm on the 2nd floor. Every single store is closed and there's no exit to be found, just like people are experiencing in the Crystal Mall dream. Now in my dream, I don't have any freaky mannequins, but I have that same panic of not being able to escape. However, when I get down to the 1st floor, it's the complete opposite. There's people everywhere. The mall is so busy and I see an exit and I just walk out and that's the end of the dream. But I have had this dream so many times that now when it starts and I leave my store to go on break, I just go down to the 1st floor and I leave and I wake up.
Froze in their tracks. I can't find the exit. I can't find it.
No, because I don't know what just showed up on my For You page at 9:20 in the morning when I didn't sleep last night. I'm a local. This is the Crystal Mall in Waterford, Connecticut. I've been going to this mall since the 90s. My biological mother worked at the Fredericks of Hollywood in this mall and I frequent it constantly as a child. My adoptive father did the plumbing for this mall. Almost every first date I had in high school was at the Crystal Mall. I've worked at both the Build-A-Bear and that H&M featured in that video. It's also where I met one of my best friends. Since childhood, I have had extremely lucid dreams of this mall. Like, I can map the whole fucking thing for you. And anytime I tell one of my local friends, like, oh yeah, I have these lucid dreams of the Crystal Mall, before I even get to the mapping of the dream, which I'm gonna get to in this video because this is absurd, every single friend has cut me off and been like, oh yeah, the Crystal Mall dream, and laid out the map and laid out the scenario before I finish saying what I need to. And locals, nutmeggers, chime in because I want to know if you guys have this too. That H&M is always the spawn point. For every person I've talked to about this dream, it is always the spawn point. It's the H&M. Straight ahead, there used to be a restaurant called Charlie's. It's now a Buffalo Wild Wings, as every former restaurant in a mall is now. It's also next to Rue 21. In the dream, Charlie's still exists. The Sears that's to the right of that H&M, like this way, is still closed. It's been closed for years. In the dream, it's always been closed. Across the way is a Rue 21 in real life, if it's still open. In the dream, it's always like a Spencer's, but it's in a blacklit room. If you try to go to the left of that H&M, the opposite side, where this person in the video is filming, there's always a fire. Always a fire. You will die. You will die in the dream. Well, you know what I mean. And if you go down in this dream, and I'm telling you, I've talked to so many people about this, and it is consistently the same thing. When you go down, there's people who look like mannequins. They do not have a face. They are often wearing suits. You do not approach these people. You do not say anything. They do not move unless you go down the stairs, which they're not stairs. It's a broken escalator, and it's been that way for years. It's to the point that I love backrooms lore because I've had these lucid dreams for as long as I can remember. I won't go into that mall anymore. I will not step foot into that mall. That mall is my childhood. I will not step foot into the mall. And it's not just because I've had these dreams. It's because so many people in my life that I have talked to do you ever have lucid dreams? Oh yeah, I have lucid dreams about the Crystal Mall. And then the same exact plot, the same exact storyline before I speak, and then this video shows up on my For You page. Absolutely not. So if you live in the area, if you're in southeastern Connecticut, I just need to know, do you have that dream too? Because I mean, the amount of people I have talked to, and then this video, it's fucking freaking me out. Call me hippy dippy, call me cuckoo nans, call me whatever you want. This is legitimately the first time in my life I have seen an actual representation of a dream that literally plagues me. And again, it is the same storyline, the same, we call it a respawn center, like where you respawn in the Crystal Mall dreams. And in case I haven't said it, nobody who I've talked to about these dreams, nobody has ever found an exit. This is fucking nightmare fuel. Congratulations to this creator. Dude, what the fuck?
Okay, I am going to start telling y'all these fucking nightmares that I have because they are incredibly vivid and extremely fucking violent. Like, they're horrible, actually. I've been having fucking nightmares like this, like super vivid, violent nightmares since I can remember, honestly. Earlier in the year, I thought it was due to antidepressants. So I got off my antidepressants, because I've been on them since I was like 7. So I got off them. They went away for like 2 months. They just came back, and they're fucking bad. Still off my antidepressants, so I'm gonna tell you about this fucking dream that I just had where I watched a man get ripped in half. I just told my boyfriend this shit, so it's like super fresh on my mind. So pretty much in this dream, I'm like in this really huge stadium, and there's these girls taking pictures as if it's like a championship game. These girls are like 9 years old. So there's a bunch of girls. They're all wearing leis, like the leis from Hawaii, the flower necklaces. All the girls are wearing green ones, but these 2 girls are wearing orange ones. Apparently in this universe, orange is like a symbol of like missing children. So like you're in the picture, whatever, you wear orange and they'll fucking Google you. I don't know. And they realize that you're a missing child. Everybody's watching these girls take pictures and stuff. And then you notice like a shift in the crowd. Like the audience is like, what the fuck, whatever. Like, but then they're also increasingly getting angry. And one of the girls' fathers is on the stadium. Like they're on the field. And you hear somebody yell out, "Do you fucking see him? That's their fucking dad." Bro, I kid you not. They all rush the fucking stadium, rush the field. Bro, when I tell you, they're literally beating this man. Like, I'm watching them beat this man to fucking death. I'm not kidding. Like, every punch, I see it getting worse and worse. Bro, I literally watched them tear this man's fucking body apart. Like, from limb to limb. The blood. I saw it all. When they ripped his fucking body apart, he screamed. And like that shit is here. And I don't think it's leaving today. I watched them do that shit. If you guys are interested in hearing more of these, please comment below. I have a really strong feeling that this isn't the end of these, so.
They want to kill you. Like, they look at you like, what if we're not supposed to dream? Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. You see how it was a whole trend, how people was doing this, ask the person in your sleep if this was a dream, like, or telling them, stay with me now. Why we can't tell them, like, why do they get mad to a point where you feel like they want to kill you? Like, it's so creepy, because it happened to me. It happened to me on an accident. I'm walking with a grandmother. Hold on about this, where I was walking on a strip. I was walking on a corner. We was passing by diners and cafes somewhere, right? I'm walking with her, and like we just talking, and for a split second, I remember that she passed. I'm like,
it was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
I turned to her, I'm like, yo, grandmother, yo, I know you not here for her. I know you passed away or something like that. I said something like that. Hold on. He looks at me like, and then, yo, I kid y'all not, I'm fucking shaking. No cap. Silence. You didn't even hear a bird chirp. Like, it was just quiet, and every diner around was just staring at me with the same look. I woke up. I didn't even stay. I'm not staying in that. A lot of y'all stayed in it for a lot of paralysis or something. Yeah, because they got into your body or some weird stuff. Long story short, are we supposed to dream? Like, what if that person that we're jumping in their body dies? And then we gotta act like that person. We get into the dream and don't even know what the fuck was just going on. Like, woke up in the middle of the story. Like, we know what happened before, what's going on. So how you expect me not to ask them what's going on here? And they looking at me weird? Like I want to know. This needs to be studied. Why they can't know that we know? Like, I'm getting lost myself, because I'm like, are we supposed to sleep? If we even sleeping? We even dreaming? Like, I have so many questions. I got so many questions, bro.
Y'all, over the past 3 weeks, I've been having the weirdest fucking dreams. And now I was posting videos about creepy shit that happened to me as a kid. And I will continue that series, but only on YouTube. So if y'all interested, please go subscribe to my YouTube. Link is in bio. But let me get back to it. Over the past 3 weeks, I've been having these weird ass dreams. And it's been like a reoccurring dream where I've been seeing the same woman over and over and over and over again. Okay. The first dream took place in one of my childhood homes. Now my mother and father is deceased, by the way. They both passed away in 2020. I've already mentioned that before if you've been following along with this series. But I had seen my dad, and my dad, you know, he was always my safe space. He was like my comfort. And I seen him, and he was just having a conversation with me, and he was just talking to me about doing good in life and doing the right things in life and stuff like that. So it just seemed like it was a real conversation that was being had. And I remember that I went and opened up a door, and there was a lady that was sitting on the floor when I went in there, and it was like she was in a meditative state, like she was meditating, and she looked back at me. And I remember that I couldn't see her face, but I could see her face. Like, I don't know how to explain it. And I remember she said, "How did you get here?" And I said, "What do you mean? How did I get here?" And she said, "You're not supposed to be here. I come see you. You don't come see me." And I was just looking, I was like, "What do you mean?" And then she was like, "You're not supposed to be here. How did you get here? How were you able to get here? I usually come visit you. You don't come visit me." Okay. All right. At that point, I woke up. I was freaked the fuck out. I didn't know what happened. My heart was beating. I was sweating, y'all. I was like, what the fuck? So about 4 nights later, I went to bed as normal. Everything was the same. And I ended up seeing this lady in my dreams again. And she was waving to me to come here. So I remember I got a little bit like close to her, and then it's like water. It was like a sea of water was in front of us, and she was like on the other side of the water, and I was standing on one side. And it was like she was communicating to me, like her mouth was moving, but nothing was coming out, but I could still hear her. And she said, I need you to remember who you are. We are here now. You need to remember who you are. Remember who you are. And I mean it. And then I woke up, y'all. Every night since she told me to remember who I am, I've been seeing this woman repeatedly every single fucking night. And she keeps telling me, remember who you are. Remember who you are. So last night I was dreaming, and I remember that like I was like on a mountaintop, and I dived down the mountain, and it's like I was just soaring over the countryside. And then I get to a place, and then I just stop, right? And I kind of just come down to the ground, and she's standing there, and she said, it's time. You need to dive deep and remember who you are. And every time she tell me to remember who I am, I wake up. Y'all, I don't know what the fuck is happening, but I've never had repeating dreams this fucking bad. Like, I've never had lucid dreams this bad. And it's almost like I'm traveling to a different dimension when I'm sleeping to see this fucking lady. And it's really starting to creep me the fuck out. Because, like, I low-key don't be wanting to go to sleep no more because I keep seeing this fucking woman. And she keeps telling me to remember who I am. And I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to remember. How the fuck am I supposed to remember something when I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to remember? I don't know, y'all. But these dreams is getting out of fucking hand. I know that much. And if anybody can help interpret these dreams, please let me know in the comments what y'all think these dreams mean. And all that extra demonic shit, keep all of that shit. I ain't got time for it. Those people that's actually spiritually in tune and know how to decipher dreams and what they mean, please let me know, y'all. Peace and love.
Okay, y'all, this is a story time. I just have to get this story off my chest because I don't want it to traumatize me anymore. Okay, so basically this story is about this lucid dream that I had like three or 4 years ago. So it was like 3 or 4 years ago when I lived in Arkansas. And but anyway, so at first, me and my brother, we decided to, you know, just go to Arkansas together. So he stayed with me at first. So he stayed with me for maybe a couple of months. Then my parents came to visit and they took him back with them. So he wanted to leave, that's fine. But me, I just was like, I have 2 bedrooms. I'm not using both rooms. I don't want to be by myself. So then, you know, I offered, you know, the other room to a female that I was really close with at the time. And she was going through like some abusive shit in her relationship. So I was like, sis, come stay with me. So she did. Okay. But this is where the dream comes in. So fast forward, she's like living with me, blah, blah, blah. We're going on about our regular lives, our regular days, like what we usually do. Like, we're cool. We're friends. Like, we literally hang out together like all the time. So with that being said, one night I went to sleep. Like, actual sleep. So I went to sleep and then I just woke up. Like, I woke up to the sound of like, you know, when you hear somebody like trying to like come into like your door, like somebody moving the doorknob. So that's the sound that I woke up to. And that threw me off. Like, I had to wake up because that threw me off because I don't play that, because when I go to sleep, I lock my door because I'm weird like that or I'm scary like that, whichever one. So I locked my door. I made sure that my door was locked. So I wake up to the sound of like my doorknob being like moved or whatever. So I thought it was her. I'm like, girl, like what the fuck? Like, what do you want? So then I'm like, so then I just roll over so that way I could like get up and be like, girl, like what the fuck do you want? But I roll over and there's no girl. There's literally a fucking like a 7 foot tall man, like a 7 foot tall man. Like, dude was large, like he was big. Like, I don't even know how he got into the door. Like, he was really huge. Like, so I'm just like looking up at him like, what is going on? And then, oh, mind you, this dude, like, he doesn't have like no skin color. He's not white, he's not black, he's not brown, like tan, yellow. This man is gray. Like, I don't know, like an alien. Like, he's gray. He ain't got no eyes, like no eyes, no nose, no mouth, nothing. Like, he's just gray, no face, no nothing. So then I'm just like looking at him, and then he just grabs me by my fucking neck and tossed me around the room like I was nothing. Like, he's just tossing me around the room. And I had this bookshelf by the door in my room. I had this bookshelf, it was white, blah blah blah. And he just picked me up off the floor, and then he tossed me into the bookshelf. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what is going on? So then that's when I decided to fight back, because I'm like, bro, like, what's going on? Like, you cannot be beating my ass in my own house. Like, this is crazy. So then I started fighting back. But then once I started fighting back, he stopped fighting. He didn't want to fight no more. So he's just standing there like some weird robot. And I'm just like lost. Like, we not fighting no more? Like, what happened? So he's just standing there like a robot, like frozen. And then like 3 seconds later, then he just decides to just turn around, leave the room, and then lock my door back. Like, he left the room and then he locked my door back. Like, it was so weird. Like, it was so weird. Like, it was so trippy. Like, you just had to be there. Like, it was like so weird. And then like, I just like, it was weird. So in the dream, I just like turned around and then like tried to go back to bed. But then when I tried to go back to bed, I woke up for real, like in real life, like actual real life, I hope. And then like when I woke up, like I literally just started having a panic attack, like the biggest panic attack that I ever had. Like, the panic attack was so big, I literally had to call the police. Like, now y'all know I'm too black to be calling the police, but I called the police. Like, I was scared. I thought I was dead. Like, I was like, please come help me. I think I'm having a heart attack. Like, I don't know. Like, it was too bad. So I'm like literally like spazzing out. Like, I'm just like, please come get me. I don't know what to do. Some man just tried to kill me. What do I do? Like, I don't know. Like, I was just really like tripping. So then nothing happened. Like, I clearly like calmed down from my panic attack, and nothing happened. No amblam, no none of that. Like, nothing. It was just regular. And then like as a few days go by, this is where it gets weird. Because as a few days go by, I literally noticed that I'm getting a bruise. I'm getting a big ass bruise. And when I tell you the bruise was like the size of this, like the bottom of this, like the bruise was this big. Like, it was literally this big. And it was sitting right here on my leg. Like, imagine a bruise this big on your leg. Like, and that was weird because I'm like, I don't do parkour. I don't do too much. Like where did this come from? And then that's when I remembered that I got my ass beat. I got my ass beat in that dream. And then that's why I was like, so do the motherfucking, does it go together? Like, what's happening? What do we do? Like, did this dude really beat my ass in the spiritual realm, and then I got bruised up in the physical realm? Like, I need answers. Like, has this ever happened to anybody else? Like, I just need answers. Like, I'm not trying to really do too much. I just need the answers. Like,
okay, these are some fun things I've done while lucid dreaming. These are some fun things I've done while lucid dreaming, and why you should try to lucid dream too. Because last night I had this dream where I just like, it was like I was in like a movie musical thing, and I just started busting out singing. And for the record, I'm not a good singer in real life, but in this dream, I was like, the words were just coming out and it all like rhymed and went together, and like there was music, and I was like belting it, and it was like incredible, and it was so cool. Because never gonna have that experience in real life. And also flying around, obviously so fun, you know, like that Harry Potter scene where he's like flying on the, I forget what it's called, not a Pegasus, you guys will know. And then he like touches the water, same in like How to Train Your Dragon. Like, again, never gonna get to experience on real life, but in my dream I can go and touch the water. Still have yet to fly a dragon in my dream. That is something I really would like to experience. Also just doing like backflips and like cartwheels and crazy gymnastics, because like I was able to like jump like almost like I was on the moon, and there was like slow gravity also. That was really fun. But then like jump and do flips in like slow motion and like back handsprings and stuff. Again, never would be able to do that in real life. also just having like these dreams where they're like semi-lucid, where you're like writing what's happening in the book, kind of, but then you're also the main character of it. So I've had like super cool, like Percy Jackson style showdowns and fights and stuff, and I have superpowers and stuff, and it's like so fun. What else? And then those are kind of just like the more like fun things. And then of course there's like talking to my brain, where I'm like, whoa, I'm lucid and you're just my brain, or are you my brain? So I've had some trippy things where it's like, you feel like a real person from some other universe, I don't know. And so that's really cool. And then also, like, I think dream therapy is a thing. Getting over certain like fears and like trauma things in your past. At least for me, I've had some like moments of like confronting someone, but like in a very like turning them into different animals, and then till they turned into a bug and I could smush them, you know, and like fighting back when I couldn't fight back before. So I don't know. I don't really have a full point to this video, but lucid dreaming is really cool. That's my point.
I need someone to listen to me. Somebody please listen to me. I just woke up from a dream and I knew I was dreaming. Oh my gosh. It's nighttime. And sit down in the bathroom. I met my parents. My mom died in real life. Like, life I'm living now. She died 6 years ago. The dream started off, I was with my actual real mom. And the dream started off with my real mom, the one that passed away 6 years ago. But then it like morphed into a different dream. And then I had a different mom. And I'm telling her I'm dreaming. I'm like, I'm dreaming. I'm dreaming. And she's looking at me. And I'm like, I'm dreaming. I'm looking around. And I'm like, asking her all these questions. I want to know about her. And I remember asking her what she does for work. She tells me she's a pharmacist. Oh my gosh. And then she pulls down like the OR surgeon type of hat, the surgeon hat. And I look at her, I'm like, that's so cool, you look beautiful. And she laughs, she's like, I wouldn't say that. So then, oh my gosh, I think I just met real people. I continue dreaming and I'm telling her I'm dreaming. And she believes me. And I'm like, how do I get back to this dream? And she gives me 3 melatonins and puts them in my hand. Then I meet my dad. I'm at school. And my dad picks me up from school. And my dad's the same dad I have now. Oh, I should have said more to him. I should have said more to him. I'm so angry at myself. I'm like, Dad, I need to talk to you. It's an emergency. It's an emergency. And I say, Dad, I'm dreaming. I'm dreaming. And he looks at me and he kind of like, you know, doesn't really pay attention. He kind of like shrugs it off. And I'm like, my name in my other life is Kiana McKenzie Kwame. My name in my other life is Kiana McKenzie Kwame. That's my name. My name is Kiana McKenzie Kwame. And my dad said, how are you dreaming? We've been here for 19 years. Y'all, I'm 23. I'm 23 years old. He told me I was 19. He told me I was 19. Then he leaves out the room and comes up with these books. These like stress books, like how to deal with stress. Like I'm stressed or something. I'm telling him, no, Dad, I'm dreaming. And my dad here in real life, in waking life, is struggling. He's in a homeless shelter. And I asked him what he does for work. What do you do for work? He's like, I can't tell you that. He's like, I'm not gonna tell you that. He's like, I'm not gonna tell you that, which makes sense. I'm 19.
He doesn't want to tell me how he's working, what he's doing for work, but he's like, I'm not going to tell you that. He seems kind of cold. And my dad can be like that sometimes. Like, kind of like, not taking me seriously. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this little girl has nothing really important to say. Like that. Like, that's how he was treating me. Like, I was like going crazy. And we said like we didn't have a connection. Like, there was no connection between us. Like, he only came and picked me up on the weekends. And only visited me on the weekends. So he doesn't really know his daughter. That's what it seemed like. Like he didn't know me. Oh my gosh. I just had a dream that I was dreaming. And I knew about it. And I met my parents. And my mom was a different lady. My mom is dead. And my dad, in the dream, didn't take me serious. Then he was like, don't worry about my job. Just know I'm making a lot of money right now. I felt like he was lying. I felt like he didn't have any money. That is wicked, y'all. I've been crying. I just experienced another life. I just experienced another life, y'all. And I'm telling them I'm asleep. And they're looking at me like I'm wicked. Like I've been there my whole life. My dad's talking about some, you're 19 years old. I'm 23. I'm not 19. I looked in the mirror. I was the same girl. I was the same girl, y'all. The same fucking girl. I lifted my shirt up. See how big my boobs were. Cause I always want to have big boobs. I have these small, tiny boobs. I wear a size B. They were a size B, bro. I had no bra on like I usually do. I don't ever wear a bra. I don't ever wear a bra nowhere I go. In the sleep, I had no bra on. And I had these small, tiny boobs. I was the same person. Y'all. And I know I was dreaming because my dad picked me up from school. And there was these wolves attacking this small little kitten. And I picked the kitten up. So the wolves couldn't hurt the kitten. Oh my gosh, I'm crying. I told my boyfriend, he's looking at me like he doesn't care. He doesn't care, but I'm trying to tell somebody who listens to me. I think I just experienced another life. And I'm trying to tell people that in the dream I'm dreaming and they're looking at me like I'm crazy. Like, no you're not. Like, no you're not. You've been here for 19 years. Like, no I haven't. I'm fucking 23. What are you talking about? I'm not 19 years old.
Okay, so sometimes I have dreams where I'm like flying in the sky or whatever the case may be. Like, I'm just up in the sky. And last night I was at this school, or I don't even remember. I think I was at a school and it was dark. And the hallways was dark, so I don't know why, but I just decided to run through the hallway. So I'm running through the hallway at full speed, and the next thing you know, I'm lifted up into the air and I'm just going in the air. But I have some type of eerie, uncomfortable feeling. Like, it wasn't fun. It was just like, oh my gosh, I don't want to be doing this. And I got scared. Like, I was scared as hell in my dream. I just remember telling myself, Unica, this is a dream. This is a dream. It's okay. This is a dream. Because right before I told myself this is a dream, this is a dream, I tried to scream and I couldn't scream. Like, I couldn't make no type of sound. So I'm like, okay, Unica, this is a dream, this is a dream, this is a dream. So when I opened my eyes, because, you know, it was a dream, and I see my girlfriend laying next to me, and I'm about to say something to her, but why when I opened my mouth, nothing came out? Then I closed my eyes again and said, okay, Unica, this is a dream, this is a dream, this is a dream. Then I woke up. And then I told my girlfriend, babe, I just had a weird dream, but I told myself in my dream, like, to wake the fuck up because I was scared. So more of the story, I think I was lucid dreaming, but I don't even know if that's what it's called. But I told myself in the dream, bitch, this is a fucking dream. Do not be scared. And was I scared? No, I woke the fuck up. But I woke up in a dream, though. Like, I thought I was really up because when I opened my eyes, I saw my girlfriend laying there and we was in the bed. But then I tried to speak it as it came out. So then I closed my eyes again and I said, this is a dream. And then when I opened them again, I was in real life and I could talk. But I don't know.
So I got a pedicure today, and me and my nail girl were talking about lucid dreams. And I remembered a crazy lucid dream that I want to share with you guys. Maybe you guys can give me some more answers to this dream. So welcome to Dream Talk. So I had a lucid dream that I was someplace outside and it looked like little shops, like coffee shops, little restaurants. There's like strobe lights hanging in the ceiling, and it was a beautiful place. I'm hanging out with a couple people that I don't know who they are, and I see a guy with curly hair looking at me. And that is when it clicked. I realized I was lucid dreaming. So me being an experienced lucid dreamer, I didn't want him to know that I was dreaming, because a lot of these characters in your dreams, when they find out that you're lucid dreaming, a lot of weird shit starts to happen. So I continue on pretending that I'm dreaming. And this guy continues to look at me hardcore. So time passes by and I turn around and it's him. And he looks at me and says, "Do you remember me?" And I say, "No, you don't look familiar, so no, I don't know who you are." And he says, "Really? You don't remember me?" And I say, "No, I'm sorry, you don't look familiar." He grabs my hand and tells me, "I'm gonna make you remember me." We start walking. Tell me why he opens a portal. He opens a fucking portal, okay? This portal opens up, and on the inside of the portal, I see space. I see a bunch of stars, and it was like colorful. It was almost like I was going in a hole with like different colors, like all different colors of the rainbow. And we go in, and at the end of the tunnel, it was like a different dimension to some place. He takes me to this place. I can't remember where we were at because I was just amazed that I went through space into a fucking different dimension. And he stands in front of me as we go to the different location. And he goes, "Do you remember me now?" And I'm like looking around, and I'm like looking at him like, "No, I'm sorry. I'm trying to remember who you are, but I don't know who you are." So he kisses me. And he's like, "Do you remember me now?" And I'm like, "I'm trying to remember you, but I'm sorry, like I don't." He kisses me another like 2 times, like very passionately. And out of nowhere, like I say, "I remember you. Like, you don't look familiar, but like I know who you are, even though I've never seen you in my life." So I tell him that, and he goes, "Don't worry. I'm gonna wait for you, and you're gonna remember me because I'm gonna wait for you." And this dream, I cannot forget it because it made me feel like he was my soulmate in a past life. I don't know. That's what I truly believe. So, yeah, that is one of my craziest lucid dreams.
I want to do another lucid dream story time. You know, the ones where there's the dream police and you tell them that you know that you're dreaming even though you're not supposed to know? Yeah, like that. Okay, so I told you guys about my very first one, but I wanted to talk a little bit about a more recent one that I had. I keep telling myself to not tell them that I know that I'm dreaming, but I like literally have no self-control, so I keep doing it anyways. So in this dream, I was like in this wagon type of thing, or like a carriage I was in that was getting pulled by like horses, and I was in there, and there was a little boy and a little girl. So I start talking to them, and I was like, "I know that I'm dreaming." And the little boy and the little girl, like they looked like they were super scared, and they were like, "You know what?" I think it was the little boy that was like, "You know what? I don't care that you know that you're dreaming. I'm tired of these rules. I'm not going to do this anymore. Like, we know that you're dreaming. You know that you're dreaming. Like, whatever. Like, I'm not going to do this anymore." And so I asked him a bunch of questions, and I wish I could remember, but for the life of me, I can't. I can't remember all the questions that I asked them, but I do remember asking them if they were real people, and they were telling me that they were real. And they were like 8 and 10 years old. Like, they were little. And they were like blonde, bleach blonde, like super small little people. And I was just like asking them 100 questions, and they were answering all of them, and they were like totally cooperating with me, and they were like trying to go against the big guy, but I don't know what that even means, because I don't know who makes these rules or what the dream police are or why we can't know that we're dreaming when we're dreaming. I wish I could remember what I was asking them, because I'm sure it was very important, and they were totally cooperating with me. Like, they were okay with telling me everything. But these people in my dreams, they seem to be on my side often. I had another dream where I was standing at this ranch, and we were outside, like on this, in the land, and I'm standing here and the person is standing next to me, and then there's someone else like triangular from us, and I knew that I was dreaming, and the person next to me knew that I knew that I was dreaming, and they were like telling me, like, don't fucking say it. Like, don't say it. Like, this is the person you're not supposed to say it to. And of course I didn't listen. So I said something. I was like, I know that I'm dreaming, because I can't help myself. And she grabs me and she pulls me up, and we're flying, and she's like trying to get me away from the person that I told. And she's like, why did you do that? You're so dumb. Like, you're not supposed to say it. You knew that. Like, why did you do that? And she was so mad at me. But she was pulling me out, and she dropped me in a different dream and got me out of it. So that was crazy.
Okay, I'm so sorry if this is long. It's a weird ass dream. You don't gotta watch this if you don't want to. Like, seriously. So the reason I called it a lucid dream is because it was multiple dreams in one, and I was aware I was dreaming every single time. Like, every time I knew I was dreaming. And I would figure it out. So the first time I was playing, like, parkour, like Roblox parkour, which is really funny, and then it started like burning up, like catching on fire and like just burning down. And like it was like a birthday party though. It was really weird. And then I woke up and I was like, man, that was a really scary dream. On the TV, I was playing the Mandela Catalog, which is, if you don't know, it's an ARG that actually centers around religion and false prophets, which is really scary knowing the context, right? And in this dream, I just like, it just started coming to life, and I was telling my mom about it, and she just like turned it off, and she's like, you're fine. And I don't remember if it was in this dream or in another one, but I realized, like, my mom wasn't acting normal, and I was like, this is a dream, right? And she got so scary so quick. She was like, you weren't supposed to know that, or, like, you weren't supposed to catch on. Suddenly, I wake up again, and it's kind of the same premises, but this time it's, like, my mom is already evil, and like the dog from Dog Hunt, I think that's the game called, was like breaking into my house, and my mom kind of morphed into this like demon guy, right? And I had these scissors, so I was about to get full on tortured by this dog. I think the dog either had a bat. I think the dog had a bat and I had scissors, right? And I'm like, I can't protect myself against this dog, because it was like a giant ass dog and a human in a dog suit, right? And I'm like, fuck. To get out of this dream, I either have to let myself be tortured or myself. And I was like, shit, fuck. So I'm like physically prepping myself, because I'm probably gonna choose to myself, right? And suddenly this demon, I was about to do it, and he goes, just you wait, like, this is what it's gonna be like after you die, or some shit, whatever I wrote in the video, right? And then I finally woke up. And listen, I have nightmares like all the time, right? I have crazy dreams. I take sleep meds every night. They give me crazy dreams. But this one stood out to me so much, because when I lucid dream, I close my eyes for 5 seconds in the dream and I wake up. That's my method. it wasn't working. And this literally never happened. It never doesn't work. Like, even if I tried it, I'd just wake up again. Like, I don't remember this dream really clearly, but I probably tried it once or twice and I would just wake up still in the dream. And it fucked with my mind so much. Like, I was terrified. And yeah, this is probably because of sleep meds. I'm not religious at all. I don't think I will become religious because of this dream. I think dreams do have a meaning, but they don't necessarily have to mean that. And I don't care. Like, you can say, like, find the Lord or whatever, but I just am not. I think that dream mostly comes from my religious trauma and my fear of going to hell. So, saying that I need to find God is not helping. Not helping at all.
I don't know if I'm having a glitch in the matrix or if this was just a crazy lucid dream or if it's absolutely nothing. But I think I met my soulmate last night in my dream, and it's genuinely one of the weirdest things that's ever happened to me, so I'm gonna tell you about it. I have always had some funky dreams, and I can typically remember my dreams pretty well. If I write them down, I can remember them much better, like right when I wake up. And I've been like that my whole life, but I wouldn't say I'm a lucid dreamer. In the moment in my dreams, I'm not conscious that I'm dreaming. You know what I mean? But last night I had a dream that I have not stopped thinking about once. And in the dream, I woke up and I was in this all white room, all white, floor to ceiling. I was in a single chair in the middle of the room, and it was really, really, really bright. No doors, no windows, no nothing. And I knew for some reason that I was waiting on something. I wasn't like freaked out. I didn't get up out of the chair. I knew that I was waiting. And as I was sitting there, suddenly a door opens up like out of this wall, like a hidden door. And this woman walks into the room with a clipboard. And the woman walks up to me and she's like, okay, are you ready? And I say, for what? What am I ready for? Like, what are we doing? And she says to find your soulmate. And I'm just looking at her like, find my soulmate? What do you mean? And she tells me that I am in the place where I will choose like my future partner, like my soulmate, like my person in life. And I was already aware that I was dreaming. I already, like within this first minute of interacting with this woman, being in this all white room, I knew I was dreaming. So she's telling me this. She says, you know, you're going to go out there and in your room, in the room that you've been assigned, everybody in this room is a potential match for a soulmate, for you, for everybody, basically. Like everyone in this room is compatible with each other in some way. Well, that doesn't make any sense because I'm in a dream right now. So why would I dream that I'm choosing my soulmate? And she just looks at me like I'm stupid. And she's like, because you've been chosen, because it's your turn to find your soulmate. And if you don't find them today, it's going to be a while before you're brought back to this reality. And I'm asking her, like, do you need to know more about me? Are you sure all of these people are potentially my soulmate? Because she kind of instilled this fear in me that if I didn't find my soulmate that day, it was going to be a while before I could come back to this place to do it again. So I'm like, what do you need? Do you need to know like what I'm looking for, what my type is, my sexuality? Like, what do you need to know? And she's like, no, we know everything about you. She holds up this clipboard that she has in her hand. And she's like, I have your file right here. I know everything you like. I know everything you will like. I know exactly what you need in a soulmate. And all of these people are a potential match for you. And I can't argue with that. I don't know what the hell's going on. So she just takes me back to this room and I enter, like we basically go through this really long hallway and it's all white and I can't see anything but white. And then suddenly we go into this room and in the room, it's like this big, I don't know how to explain it. It almost was like a courtroom, but also a lounge of some kind. There was somebody in the middle who you would go to when you decided who your soulmate was. The two of you would go up. She would like stamp your documents for you. And then you were both allowed to leave. But around her were all of these like benches and tables. And there were people all over this room. And in the room, there were men, there were women, there was like anybody that I would ever be attracted to. Everybody was physically my type. But I talked to people through the room and we would have a conversation. And within like the first minute of talking to anyone, I would just know like, oh no, you're not it. Like nothing against you, you're lovely, but you're not what I'm looking for. And they would always know too, like immediately. And I remember looking at the clock when I got into the room and it was 9 a.m. And I don't know what I would even call her, the woman who met me in that big white room, she said I had until 5 p.m. to find my soulmate. So I'm supposed to sit here for a full, what is that, 8 hours? I'm supposed to sit there for 8 hours and hopefully speed date my way through a room of people and find my soulmate. But here's the catch, okay, is they are all also each other's soulmates. Like everybody is compatible. So people around the room were like partnering up, like they were pairing up. They were going up to this judge lady in the center of the room and saying, okay, I want this person as my soulmate. She would stamp a piece of paper for them. They would walk out of the room and there was like an outside world outside of this room. I could see trees and grass and stuff, but when they walked out of the room, they would disappear. And I asked the judge lady, I don't know what else to call her. I was like, where are these people going? Like, I don't see them when they walk out of the room. It's kind of scaring me. Like, is something bad gonna happen to me? Am I gonna disappear? And she says, no, they just leave this reality. There's no reason for them to be here anymore. And I'm talking to people in this room and nobody is quite clicking with me. Like nobody feels right. And I'm thinking, I'm not going to find a soulmate by 5 p.m. Are you kidding me? Like I'm not vibing with anybody. All of these people, they're getting their soulmates and they're leaving and I'm going to be here until 5 p.m. and then I'm not going to get to come back and I'm going to be without my soulmate. And then I met this guy. I started talking to this guy. And within the first minute of talking to him, I was like, oh, I know you. Like, I know you, but I didn't know him. I have no idea who he was. I know exactly what he looks like. I'm not going to say that because I don't know. It feels weird, but I just like, it was like, I recognized him the minute that I saw him and we're talking. And within the first 10 minutes of me talking to this man, he says, do you want to be my soulmate? Like, I think you're my soulmate. Do you want to be my soulmate? And my ass is so afraid of commitment, even in my dreams, that I'm like, whoa there, buddy. Like, that's kind of a big decision to make, like, right off the bat, right? And so I tell him, like, we should just talk more. We should get to know each other more, whatever. As we're talking, the time just starts to fly by, and I'm like, I am in love with this man. I don't know how else to explain it. Like his head is in my lap. We're just talking and sitting in this room and we're watching all of the people around us get partnered up and go off with their soulmate. And I don't give a shit. Like I'm just like, I don't care because you're here and I want to talk to you. So I keep talking to this guy. And I'm like, I'm gonna level with you, man. This scares the shit out of me. Like I don't like this. I don't like choosing my soulmate. I don't even know you. How am I gonna find you? And he was like, you just have to trust me. Like, you just have to trust me that I will find you. And I'm like, that's not good enough. If you're gonna be my soulmate, I need to know your name. And he tells me his name and it just comes out as like, you know, in like Peanuts when the parents talk and it's like, wow, wow, you know, like he says something and it like goes right in my ear. And I immediately know I can't understand him because that's not what's supposed to happen. I'm not supposed to know his name like this. So I say, okay, I don't know your name. What's your number? He gives me a number. I can't remember it. Of course, there's nowhere to write it down. There's nowhere to keep it, whatever. And he's so calm about this whole thing that I ask him, like, are you not freaked out by this? Does this not scare you? And he just goes, no, because I know you. I literally have seen our entire lives together. I choose you. You can choose me if you want to, but if I'm walking out of here with anybody, it's going to be you. Do you want to be my soulmate? I was like, yeah, I do want to be your soulmate. I like you. And I'm making jokes with him. Like, bro, are you sure you want to be my soulmate? I can be a little crazy. And he's like, oh, I know. I've already seen it. You're fine. I can handle you. I know what to do with you. Sir? I agree to be a soulmate. This lady, we go up to her, we give her these papers that I guess we had in our pockets. She stamps them and she says, you can go. The two of us walk out and we're in this like waiting room area. We're in just this waiting room area and it's just the two of us. And I know that like we're about to leave this reality. We're going to wake up. And I'm asking him, how am I going to find you? Like, I don't even know your name. I don't have your number. I know what you look like. I could recognize you if I saw you in the street, but how am I going to find you? And he was just so chill. He was like, I will find you. You have to stop worrying about this. This is your lesson. You have to be in control of everything. So you can't be in control of this. I always run from everything. This is what he's saying. So I'm not going to run from this. I have to find you. I have to chase you. And I was just like, okay, love ya. See you later, I guess. I hugged him and then I woke up. So I just wanted to tell you about it. Yeah, if you've ever had a dream like this, or I don't know, if you just think I'm crazy, let me know down below. I just really wanted to tell you about this experience. And if you're my soulmate, hit me up because you are so fine.
You know how like when you're lucid dreaming, you're not supposed to acknowledge the fact that you're dreaming, otherwise everybody gets like really angry with you? I've been hearing stuff about that for like years, like do not ask what time it is, don't say that you're dreaming, don't say it's not real, because like everybody will either attack you or they're all gonna like turn to face you and like look at you really weird and like get all angry. I don't have a whole lot of experience with like lucid dreaming, but I saw an Instagram reel about it last night and it's like, oh, I had a dream, everybody was mad at me. Like, why were they mad? Because I asked what time it was, and like the whole video just got like really dramatic. I don't know if I lucid dream or not, but like whenever I'm dreaming and some outlandish shit happens, I'm usually just like, oh, okay, so like this isn't real, like this is just a dream. And nobody gets angry at me, like they just kind of like look at me and they're like, damn, you're right. And my dream continues as normal. Like whenever I ask like what time it is, people just say, oh, time doesn't exist here, and then we move on. People also like to say that you're not supposed to be able to read in your dreams, but like most of my dreams involve like a piece of paper that I have to read to like continue on to the next part of my dream. Like I'm just really curious to find out like what other people's dreams are like when they acknowledge the fact that they're dreaming. Like do the characters in your dreams actually get mad and attack you, or like is that just some weird fucking creepypasta shit that we've all just come to believe? Also, let me know if you could read in your dreams, because I know a lot of people say they can't.
You know, I love lucid dreams. You know, I had a dream last night where I was going to a gas station. I was super cool with the cashier guy. He was Indian, whatever. And he gave me $1 ticket, right? $1 lottery ticket. I'm just like, yes, okay, I scratch it off. Boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, watch, we're gonna win some money. We're gonna win 8 million here, because I'm seeing the numbers. And then once I scratch off the top, it matches. And I'm like, yo, this is the $1 ticket. I just won $8 million off this $1 ticket. And I'm like, I'm telling the cashier, like, dude, when I cash this out, I'm going to give you 50,000 of whatever I have. I'm going to give you whatever I have from this 8 million. And I remember telling my parents, I'm going to help them out, like, pay off everything, pay off the house, just pay off everything. And I'm sitting in a dream like, is this real? And then I woke up and I'm just like, wow.
So if you want to talk to your subconscious through a lucid dream, here's how. I guess the first time I talked to my subconscious in a lucid dream was in 2021. I was taking a nap on my beanbag, and I'd woken up from a dream and I stayed still. I felt my body was still kind of like numb, I guess, and I wanted to talk to my subconscious, so I tried doing the dream exit initiated lucid dream method, which is very long, DEILD. And basically, I just visualized the dream that I'd woken up from, and then I saw colors forming, and then I saw like my bedroom forming. I was lying on my side, I saw my bedroom, and I was scared. I was like opening my eyes, but I wasn't. I let it keep going, and basically I saw my room, but more shapes and colors were being added, and then I saw like an image, and at this point, I couldn't feel anything, but then I couldn't feel my body at all. But then I felt like my body like entered, like, okay, I felt like my body, like blood rushing through my veins, like, and like, you know, when your arm falls asleep, that kind of thing, and then you get your blood back. That's how I felt into my dream, not my dream body. So now I was lying down still, but I was in this new room. It was like my room, but if my room was a hotel room. Anyway, it was like very vivid. And so I immediately tried grabbing myself in the dream. So I grabbed the ground. There was like a leaf there. I sniffed it and I ate it. And it tasted like green beans. I'm basing this off my dream journal, by the way, because it's been obviously 4 years. tasted like green beans. And so I also wanted to ground myself, so I said, dream, become more vivid, dream, become more clear, and it did. Everything became more sharp, and then I got up. And so I obviously had the intention of talking to my subconscious, so I just said, dream, let me talk to my subconscious. And then I heard a man's voice in the other room. He said, I'll be right there. I'm like, whoa. So I walked out my room, and there was like a much bigger room, I guess like part of the hotel or whatever, and with another bigger bed in it. And I see the man, who is actually a black ox, but like a furry, like like, you know, like anthropomorphic kind of like animal person, like a black ox with like horns and stuff, whatever. He was on the phone, he hung up, and then I approached him, and he was talking to me about the stupid like freaking lagoon outside the big windows. I'm like, I don't care. But then I asked him questions, ask him things like, you can really ask anything you want. I had the intention of asking, how can I lucid dream more often, and like what can I do, and that kind of stuff, and just other questions which are personal. And so I think I actually got some pretty good answers. I think some of the stuff he said was like gibberish, and I think I interpreted that as like there's not really an answer to some like, or to like some of my problems, or like not really like a solution, I guess, or maybe yeah, that kind of thing. I don't know. But eventually towards the end, I'm like, okay. He asked me for my name. I'm like, what the heck, Citrus? Like, how do you not know my name? I asked him for his name, and he brought me over to the back of the bed, and it showed like a little icon of an ox, and then like a Wi-Fi password kind of thing, like a bunch of random letters and stuff. And then I was looking at it, scrolled past, and then I blinked, and I woke up on my beanbag, and I was pretty satisfied with that. And I've talked to my subconscious many more times after that. One time it was a whiteboard, which was really funny. I really enjoyed that experience. One time it was just a girl. One time it was my reflection in the mirror. Honestly, it's really easy. You can, okay, maybe not super easy, but I knew you can talk to your subconscious too. Doing so once you're in a lucid dream is really easy. You just say like, I'm gonna talk to my subconscious. And also, even if there's no one, like, any dream character in your dream is technically a part of your subconscious. So sometimes when I'm lucid, like, I'll go up to a random person in the dream and I go, you're my subconscious, I want to ask you questions. And they'll just be like, okay, like, okay. And then I ask and they answer. And I feel like if you get different answers, that's like different like parts of your subconscious like speaking to you. And that's why I've like talked to my subconscious multiple times and gotten like different, or mostly like similar answers, but also from different points of time, talking to my subconscious and asking questions. And it's really fun, it's really cool. Yeah. Let me know if you have questions, I guess.
So I had another lucid dream last night, and this one was very funny, so I just want to tell you about it. I also just have to say, I have no idea why I am dreaming such bizarre things recently, but I'm kind of living for it because I was actively trying not to dream for a minute. So if you saw my dream video yesterday, you know that part of what woke me up was that I lost my teeth. I lose my teeth in dreams a lot. And this is typically a red flag for me that like I am dreaming, because there's no real reason why I would lose any of my teeth. Though I do think it's funny that I have like a mass or a cyst or something above this tooth, and I am going to lose that tooth, which is completely side note, but like it's funny that that's happening actually in real life when I have nightmares about it all the time. Anyways, so I'm literally in this bathroom. It's like my parents' bathroom from when I was a kid, and I'm hanging out with these two girls I knew in high school, and I'm talking to them, and I'm like, yeah, it's so weird. I had this crazy ass dream last night, like blah, blah, blah. I'm literally telling them the story that I told you guys on TikTok yesterday. And they're like, oh my God, how did you know that you were dreaming? And I was like, well, my teeth literally started falling out. And they were like, what do you mean your teeth started falling out? I was like, yeah, I like took my tongue and I like pressed on my teeth. And when I did, they moved, like literally like they were dentures, and they started falling out. And I was like, literally like that, like they're falling out. And then I was like, wait, but like if they're falling out, that means I'm dreaming. I also thought it was interesting that the things, they weren't coins this time. They were like little squares. They looked like chiclets or something. And they were kind of soft, actually. They were like little chiclet looking like softy squares. However, I was like, oh my God, like I'm literally dreaming. This is a dream. And the two girls I was with were like, oh my God, yeah, like you must be dreaming. And I was like, oh my God, like this never happens. So I was like, wait, do I get to stay in the dream? Like that's so cool. So they go over to the bathroom door and they're like, yeah, sure, like go ahead. So they open up the door and I walk out, and literally it's as if I'm at like a camp. Like, you know how there's like cabins at camp and you can like be in cabins? Well, like each cabin is like another dream that's happening. So it's like inside that little cabin, I felt like I was in my parents' bathroom, but like when I open the door, I'm actually just like, there's this huge field, there's all these cabins, and I can see in like windows and stuff, like other people having dreams. And I think the coolest part was that I was just like when I was a kid. So it was just, you know, I was able to do whatever I wanted and nobody was coming for me. There was no dream police. Like, nobody was trying to escort me out of the dream. Okay, so I'm going to refer to these people. So there were people who were, again, like dream monitors. So these people were sort of helping the process of these dreamers. Like, I could see all the dreamers. The dreamers were kind of in a trance. Like, they were not paying attention to me at all. But then there are these people, I'm going to call them servers, like servers at a restaurant, but really they were, but also servers in the way where it felt like they were like internet servers. Like, they were literally helping make this dream thing run, and they were not dreamers, and they also were kind of not human. Like, the people who are human looked like humans, and they were all just sort of like very invested in whatever they were doing, and they were kind of going through the motions, like having these little dreamscapes everywhere. It was also funny because at one point I came into this sort of restaurant setting, and it was like these circular leather booths, and people were sitting in the booths like having dreams, like talking to different people, and I could tell like there were people who were dream characters or like dream people. Those were the servers, and they have like these sharp angular features. They don't quite look human. And then I could see all the dreamers who just like were clearly not seeing what I was seeing. Okay, so then I'm talking to one of the servers. There was actually like a group of servers, and they were very interested in me. They're like, oh my God, like, how are you doing this? Like, how are you able to be, you know, awake, whatever. They take me over to this like kind of side area. It was sort of like one of the booths, and we were in that sort of booth area where I could see all the other dreamers. And like, as they sat me down, you know, like the volume gets like really, really loud. Like, I can tell that they're kind of manipulating what I'm experiencing, but I'm just like, oh, I'm going to lock in my energy. Like, I'm literally going to hold myself here. So as the girl's talking, I see like, it's almost like I can't hear her anymore. Like, she's speaking, but I'm having to read her lips. So as she's talking, she's like, blah, 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 whatever. I see her essentially be like, I thought they were like a hive mind or whatever. And I was like, why are you talking about me being part of a hive mind? Like, that's really weird. And the girl was like, do you read lips? Like, how are you able to understand what I'm saying? And I was just like, yeah, like, I can read lips, but also like, what do you mean hive mind? So she's kind of like, yeah, like all of the dreamers are in this like hive mind collective consciousness thing, and nobody really wakes up. So it's like very weird that you're able to wake up, but like, it's fine, you know, they're not trying to kick me out, but they were also like, this is really bizarre, and we don't usually have anybody that's able to like hold their energy outside of the hive mind for that long. And I was like, that's really weird. Okay, this is getting long, so I'm going to make a part 2 because it is a very long dream. Buckle in.
There's this thing going around how you can't let people know in your dreams that you know that you're dreaming, because they're going to be like, bitch, we're going to kill you, right?
No fucking way. No, because I seriously thought that I was the only one that dealt with this situation. I mean, I had even spoken to my boyfriend's brother about this dream in particular, and he had the same experience, but I just thought, like, we're just, like, one in a few people that dealt with this. But the fact that she's mentioning it too, like, what is going on in our dreams? And yes, I'm sorry, this video quality is going to be horrible because I'm not using my backside camera. I'm using my front one because I need to be able to see myself. Like, I don't know where the camera angle is. But anyways, so this girl, she literally says, oh my gosh, like, you know, you're never, like, it's known that you're never supposed to mention, like, you're dreaming in a dream. And the reason why is because, like, the whole situation is just going to get very weird and very nasty quick. And she had mentioned, she had addressed the girl like, oh yeah, like, you know, this is so crazy, like, you know, this is basically a dream, like, you know, in real life I'm 24, but in this dream I'm 17. And basically after she said those lines, making it known that she's conscious in this dream, the whole room like just looks at her and just wait. I wanted to share my story about a dream. I had like 2 lucid dreams where it turned out like this, and they were both like pretty fucking terrifying that it never made me want to lucid dream again. So just listen. And I'm gonna leave this as a part 1 because there's a 10-minute option now. Like, we don't need no part 1, part 2. Okay, so I'm basically like a big dreamer. I dream every night, majority of nights, and I'm able to have multiple dreams at once. Like, I can, in average, I do have like 2 or 3 different dreams before I wake up.
And so there was a period of time where I really tried to lucid dream just because I thought it'd be really cool, like just to, I don't know, like fly around, have my own mansion, like just fantasy world type of crap, you know? And so during that period, every time I would dream, I would try to like just look around and just really try to like put my conscious mind out there that this is not real, this is a dream. And there were 2 occurrences that I was able to do that, but I had said it out loud and that was a mistake. So in this one dream, it was either in a mall or a store, I can't remember exactly, but I just know that I was with some random people hanging out with them, and then like my surroundings, I was surrounded by people, just random people doing their own business as well. So I started realizing like, oh shit, like this is a dream, this is not reality, like I don't know who these people are. So I remember like just looking around and saying out loud so that I can really like start to take control of my dream, like, oh my gosh, like this is a dream, you guys aren't real, like I'm gonna take control now. That was such a mistake for me. Literally right after I had said those words, the room stopped. Everyone had their eyes on me and I was like what the fuck is going on here? This one random person from the crowd just walks up to me like, what did you say? And I told him the same thing, like, this is a dream, you're not real, and I'm gonna take control now. And he told me like, no, like this is not a dream, like this is real, like what are you talking about right now? And I'm like, no, like I know this is a dream, like, you know, stop trying to make me think that this is not a dream. Because also, as he was, not gonna lie, when he was saying those words, it's like I started like losing my conscience in a way, like I started becoming less aware that this was a dream. And I just kept trying to like think in my head like, no, this is a dream, like, you know, I want to take control. And after I kept telling him, like, you know, just like basically arguing with him, like, this is a dream, I know it's a dream, I look around myself and I see that everyone is circling me and I'm basically blocked in. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, wait, maybe what I'm doing right now is bad. So then, like, he's like, you know what, like, you're not supposed to know this, you're not supposed to be saying this. I'm like, what are you talking about? And he's like, you're not supposed to be saying this right now, you know. And he legit puts a gun on my fucking forehead and he shoots it, and I woke up. When I tell you, I woke up and I was like, did I just die in that dream? Like, what the fuck just happened? I was legitimately shook and I didn't know what the fuck was going on. Like, am I not supposed to be like doing that in my dreams? Like, but it's my head, my dreams. So hearing that like the other girl legit had the most similar experience where everyone just stares and looks at her, and that legit happened to me, I was like, I thought I was the only one. Like, what is really going on in our dreams? Because is this like a whole new world? Let me know if you guys want to hear the other side of the story, but just sharing my input, my experiences of this.